there are issues, and the issues have been tackled. But the biggest part of the issue is that before you become a lawmaker or a senator, you must first and foremost be a Nigerian. And of course, a parent. What is happening is not easy to comprehend by most of us. I am not one to share the blame with some of our senators who say we are all involved. No. The executive does not treat this third arm as if we are partners in this business. They treat us as if they don't really require us to do whatever they want to do. So I am one of those who believe we should not take. I don't believe I am part of the problem. But Mr. President, the presidency is not an award. It's a call to duty. And when you call a man to duty, he must be dutiful enough to know when the buck stops on his table. And right now, Mr. President, the buck, as far as security is concerned, stops squarely on the table of Mr. President. And nobody can challenge that. The worst part of this situation is that nobody is talking to us. We're just there as if we're talking rubbish. How many resolutions of this Senate has gone out? Several. None of them has been handled. How many resolutions did we take on even NSAS? None has been tackled. And they are saying it is our business. No, it is not our business. It is the business of Mr. President and this government. And because it is our government, it is our Nigeria, this government has failed all of us. There is no doubt about that. The government has failed us, and the proper thing to do now is for us to do the second force. Mr. President, like everybody has said, we must get up and do something about Nigeria. It's about us. It's about our future. 333 boys. That's the future of Nigeria. That's the entire two chambers put together. Those are the people we're looking up to take over from us. And then somebody will come in the middle of the night, pack them away, and we say we don't know. And then people will slaughter other people in Borno, and we say we cannot find them. Are they hiding? My old mother called me and asked me, were they hidden away in an aircraft or by witchcraft? Because something must have happened. Somebody must have just ferried these children away and killed the people in Borno. Mr. President, the time has come for us to take drastic action. One of them is that we can't be budgeting for dead people. If we decide that government must do something before we will produce the budget, I am sure they will be up and doing. We must start to think outside of the box. We must hold government accountable. And the only person to do so is you, Mr. President. Because this is the third arm, and you are equal in all of this. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Matthew.
Right time. Because just yesterday, I stand to second this motion. But as I second this motion also, I have my own issue. All this issue has galvanized the whole of the North. Just yesterday, a pastor was killed. This is a man that was just living in his house peacefully, and suddenly bandits attacked that home and killed him. Took his wife, took his children all away. The Hakimi of Yakila in Rapi local government was abducted on Saturday with the APC youth leader. APC youth leader of that ward. Till today, they have not been rescued and no news about them. This is every day going on. And it is in this hallowed chamber that we spoke that the service chiefs have done very well. They should go. The fountain of knowledge is not discriminatory. Nobody, no single individual will suffer this thing if this change is done. The president will not suffer anything if this change is done. But we cannot continue to be here after we have sworn to the Quran that we are going to stand for the people, and we will come here every day. Every day people are dying and nothing is happening. and we continue to talk, we continue to go and console them, we can't bring those lives back. We can't continue to be leaders when the people who are leading are being killed every day. What are the police doing? Yesterday, armed bandits were roaming the street of Katsina, and Beji is just about 20 kilometers to Mina. They were roaming, going to buy bread, buy geisha. This sardine geisha. Sardine, can't fish. And nobody is saying anything to them. And then we will continue to live here and think we are at peace with ourselves? No, we are not at peace. Mr. President, there is need for this chamber to draw the attention of Mr. President that enough is enough. This service should go. We should give impetus to new blood. There are people that have new ideas. Technology is taking over everything today. We don't have the army. We don't have the police. Why don't we deploy technology? Just recently, somebody is saying we should bring mercenaries to Nigeria. Why should we bring mercenaries to Nigeria? When we have vibrant youths that are ready to stand for this country. I'm not emotional. I'm being very honest and I'm talking from the heart. Enough of this sin. Mr. President, I wish the National Assembly will take a drastic action on this. We have the powers to appropriate. We have been appropriating. Where is this funds going to? Are these service chiefs the only people that can move this country or defend the territorial integrity of this country? Enough of this sin. I saw Seconsa.
Senator Kabir Barkia.
Dr. Gabriel Suswam, Benue Northeast. Mr. President, I crave your indulgence to allow me read two provisions from the Constitution of the Federal Republic 1999 as amended. The first one was quoted by the mover of the motion. That is the section under Chapter 2, Fundamental Objectives and Directive Principles of State Policy. Section 14(2)(b). It says, the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. I'll go to section 88 of the same Constitution, Mr. President. Section 14(2)(b). Mr. President, I go to Section 88 of the Constitution. Just allow me to read sub 1 up to B. Subject to the provisions of this Constitution, each House of the National Assembly shall have power by resolution published in its journal or its gazette of the government of the Federation to direct or cause to be directed an investigation into any matter or thing with respect to which it has power to make laws and the conduct of affairs of any person. Conduct of affairs of any person, Mr. President. I'll stop there. Mr. President, since we were inaugurated here, all that has occupied, or about 70% of what has occupied here, has been discussions of security situation. Mr. President, if the primary assignment of government is for the security and welfare of the people, how can we continue, as has been said here by previous speakers, to sit here pretending to be representative of the people? We are pretending to be their representative.
Distinguished Senator Gabriel Suswam, we are not pretending.
And distinguished colleagues, today is another day that we come here to lament and discuss the issues of insecurity in the country. Just last 2 weeks, Mr. President, you were in Maiduguri to condole the families of 43 or 67, as the case may be, of families that lost their lives in Zabarmari. On Saturday, again, 37 people lost their life in their camps in Tumul, in Niger, Difa province. Just last week again, 3 of the senatorial districts in Borno were attacked by the insurgents. One is what we are discussing today. In Borno Central, in Guam, Guam is just about 15 or 20 kilometers away from Maiduguri. There was an attack by the insurgents. In southern Borno, in Askira Uba, there was attack by the insurgents. Fortunately, the coordinated effort of the Air Force and Army were able to contain the situation. Mr. President, we have lamented enough. We had various public hearings. Under your leadership, you led 2 committees twice. You made far-reaching recommendations. We said here last week, none was implemented. We came here, invited several times the service chiefs and whoever matters in this issue of insecurity. And nothing was done. Instead, the situation is getting worse. Mr. President, at this time now, I think most of us, when such thing happens, we begin to wonder whether to say something or just to keep quiet. But as you said, we can't keep quiet. But then, we can't continue talking without result. And I appreciate the fact that you now say we should think outside the box. That may be the solution. And let me remind everyone here, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, we are leaders in this country. We have a responsibility. God will ask us, one after the other, what did you do as a senator? What did you do as a senator? I'm not a pastor or a malam, but I'm just reminding us what we know. And maybe that will touch our conscience. You can't start hiding under party or anything. We are leaders that are entrusted by our people to come and speak on their behalf. Not only speaking on their behalf, to do anything constitutional. And we know that why government is there is security and welfare of its citizens. I said last time, Mr. President, and we closely took the resolutions, and it's another week now. We cannot continue like this. We have to tell ourselves the truth. We have to stop talking to cameras and then, like more or less, people will start thinking that we are just grandstanding. We should sit down within ourselves and say it as it is and take appropriate actions. Mr. President, if you have any problem with that, allow the Senate to do it. We understand your position. You're in a difficult position. But let me tell you, Mr. President, God will ask you. Wallahi. So, Mr. President, God will ask all of us, but you will be in the front. I will say, I've told the Senate President. Maybe that will help me. But that's not a joke. Wallahi, we need to. Enough is enough of this. Enough is enough of us coming here to stand and talk. Even the one I'm saying now, when it will not matter but it can. This is not the end. The Constitution is clear. It did not limit what we can do. The limit, we have not reached the limit. Let us consider it and see if we have to go further. And you must lead. Because that is what you swore to do, to protect the lives of Nigerians is number one. In fact, is why we are here. The government basic responsibility is security and welfare of the citizen. So, Mr. President, I want to conclude that yes, these motions are there. I did not speak on Katsina, not because I don't hear about it, but everybody must have a chance to say something. And I believe that if you allow us, everybody has something to say, a little bit different from what we are talking about. Mr. President, you said we should think outside the box. We should not stop talking. We should not stop doing what we need to do. Mr. President, I'm waiting for you, and we are waiting for you to lead. And we need to close ourselves and talk to ourselves and see what we can do. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I finally want to add to the prayers that this Senate should also, as you went to Borno, send a delegation to Tumbul to see the conditions of our people. And let me say
Well, when we come to the prayers, then you can bring your additional prayer.
President, for 6 years, we have over 120,000 Nigerian refugees internally displaced in Niger. Up to now, we have 60,000 internally displaced refugees from my local government in Cameroon. Only God knows the condition they are living. They cannot feed themselves. They are more or less in a prison, in a camp, and they can't move freely. And the handouts given to them sometimes is not even there. We have to do something, Mr. President. We, as the Senate, and as you said, we are bipartisan. And that means we give you all the support. You need to lead, and we need to do something. If we reach the end, Nigerians will be with us because we have tried. It will show that we have done our best, and maybe the best is not enough. Thank you, Mr. President, and distinguished.
Thank you very much. Senate President, like we all know, is not the Senate. And when you said I should allow the Senate to debate issues, I'm sure that's what we are doing. There is no shade of opinion that has been muzzled, and it's not even possible and parliamentary to do so. No matter how strongly and passionate and emotional anyone feels about any issue, that is the position the person presents it. So I think there's nothing like allowing the Senate to discuss issues. The Senate discusses and takes a resolution. And I always go by what the Senate goes with. Secondly, all of us here took oath. I believe that individually, like you have said, individually, we are responsible for the oath we have taken. But I have the additional responsibility of coordinating the views of senators here. And of course, with your support, I've always tried my best to give the leadership that is necessary and required at any time. And I will continue to do that because that is my oath, in addition to the oath I took as a senator. So I appreciate the issue of taking oath. Of course, all of us will one day bear witness because we have to give account of our stewardship. But I agree completely, things are difficult, things are depressing, and every one of us here is worried. Every one of us. The issue is, as we worry, let's remain clear-headed, clear-minded, so that we can take the right resolutions and the right decisions to see to the kind of outcome that we are praying and hoping for. Senator Smart Ademi.